What's up everyone, this is Yasser Elite, and in today's video I have top teams for Open Great League Season 11. You guys know there is no ELO, but that doesn't mean you cannot improve in the game. You cannot play better teams so you can prepare yourself for the World Championship. And in this video, I'm going through like the top picks, the best Pokemons, the best anti-meta Pokemons, and some spicy teams that you can use. And as you guys know, in this channel we try to focus more on meta and high elo gameplays, high elo content. So let's move into the top meta Pokemons. In the lead, as you guys all noticed, Walrein everywhere, Altaria almost everywhere, Swampert always in every lead, Venusaur, it's kind of a good lead, but it just got outclassed by Trevenant. But that doesn't mean Venusaur is bad. No, Venusaur is still solid. There is also Diggersby, which is surprisingly has been very decent recently. Umbreon, just doing Umbreon things. DD, just being the one of the bulkiest Pokemon with the best charge moves in the game, Counter and Psycho Boost. Closets, Medicham. I don't like Medicham in the lead. I don't like its safe swap. It's always way better as a closer. Same for Scrafty. What's unique about Scrafty is that most likely you have to play it as an ABB. You need to bait out the Azu with something, with Lickitung, with Umbreon, and then Scrafty will be able to clean the back line. Lickitung being a good closer, Lickitung is a good swap, Lickitung is a good generalist, so I don't think it should be a closer. I think it should be generalist. Let's move it to here. Yeah, Lickitung is good everywhere. It has only like 2 bad matchups. Umbreon, which is kind of not that common because Umbreon most likely in the lead, Lickitung in the swap, and Scrafty is always a closer. So yeah, Jumpluff is a decent closer. Why it's not a good lead? Because it doesn't have a baiting move, so it cannot pressure shield, but it has the nuke potential. So if shields are down, Jumpluff is an amazing Pokemon. Nido is a closer. Nido is a good generalist. It's good everywhere. You can have it literally whatever you want. So let's swap this for this. Yeah, so Nido Queen is a good generalist. It's good everywhere. You can play it in the swap, in the lead, or in the back. Registeel being a closer. I think Registeel is literally the best closer in the game, in Great League and in Ultra League, because it has only nukes. So if shields are down, nothing almost beat you, because you outpace G-Fisk in the 0, you get to 2 nukes before they get to two nukes. So technically you're better, but you need a solid IB for the Great League. You cannot, I don't think you should be using a Great League, a raid IB Registeel in Great League. You need like something with like 1 attack, 1 14, 15, something like this. A9, good everywhere. A9 is like I have it as a closer because it's not good everywhere, so it kind of needs an alignment. If A9 get locked in, if you lock in a dark Pokemon with A9, you can literally leave the matchup with like so much health or so much energy. If you decide to shield, you will leave with like almost full HP. Lapras is a solid Pokemon. I think it's an off-meta pick because Walrein is much better. But recently, Lapras has been solid just because it beats Walrein for having a Skull Bash, so you don't die to their EQ, but they die to your. Like, they need 2 EQs to not KO you if you Skull Bash, but 2 Skull Bash will KO the Walrein. And it has been a solid answer to Skarmory, to Swampert, to the Grass, because it beats the Trevenant. The generals, which are good everywhere, again, the best one is the best in the game, which is G-Fisk. Trevenant is a solid generalist because nothing walls Trevenant other than Umbreon. Umbreon is the only Pokemon. Even Goon, Trevenant is fine versus Goon. You can tank a move, they can only tank a move, and then if you shield once, you get to 3 moves at the same time as them, but you win CMP, so they will be forced to shield, and you will have the upper hand because you win CMP. Drapion being the most annoying Pokemon. If a Drapion gets a debuff, Drapion doesn't care about the counters. Drapion can beat anything if Drapion can get a debuff. Sableye doing Sableye things. Give Sableye to Shadow Claw and nothing can almost beat it other than maybe Wigglytuff. That's it. Moving to the anti-meta picks. I mean, you can argue that some of these Pokemon are meta. Sorry, but at the same time, they are not that solid because there is always a better answer. Like, Medi is better than Serpent. A grass that's better than Tropius, we have Trev and Vino. A water that's better than Cast Form is Azu. A psychic that's better than Wobbuffet is Didi. A water that's better than Politoed is a Swampert. A ghost that's better than Coffin is Trevenant. Shadow Grumble just being here for being Shadow Grumble, like the most broken charmer in the game, but you know, like Great League is full of Azu and G-Fisk, and both beat it in the 0 and the 1. And the 2 is kind of close because if Grumble sneaks, then Grumble wins. If Grumble gets a debuff on Crunch, Grumble wins. Mew being outclassed by the XL Pokemon such as Sableye and other XL Pokemon. Like, Mew used to be good before XL was a thing. Pharaoh is just an anti-meta because you need to lock it versus Azu to win. Other than that, you don't beat anything. Skarmory, don't use it. It's bad. Noctowl, it's kinda fun to use, but there is always something better. Pelipper, the nerf to Weather Ball made Pelipper so bad because now two Weather Balls do not KO G-Fisk where it used to, which made G-Fisk even better in the meta. Some spicy stuff in Great League. Pidgeot, it's I don't know, it should be meta, but Niantic nerfed it before it was even something in the game. So if they kept the old move, then yeah, it should be meta. Some shadow stuff like Skunk, Golbat, Crobat, Gallade, Hypno. I think Hypno is meta, but he's not there because of G-Fisk. Because you beat Azu, you beat all the fighters, you can beat DD, you can beat Registeel, you can beat all the water, you can almost beat Lickitung. But Revenant matchup is scuffed. And they can always CMP you because they outspam you. Shadow Celio used to be good, and still good, but Warren is much better. That's the thing. Shadow Grimer, it's a spicy pick. It's like a good poison jabber, but Nidoqueen is just a superior poison jab user. So, moving into the teams now. BBML teams, top meta teams. And if you guys watch my live stream at twitch.tv/YasserLead, you would know that I only run meta because meta is good for a reason. And if something is good in the meta, that means that Pokemon owned it's a spot in the meta. That Pokemon didn't just come out of the nowhere and became good. No, if something is meta, that means it's good. If something is good, then it has to be meta, right? So I'll be talking about lots of meta teams here. Moving into the first one, which is my favorite, the team that I and Smash King used to play the most. Smash King get to 3600 with this team. I get to 3400 plus, 3430, but I stopped like playing 3 days before the season end. This team is one of the best teams. There is no wall for this team. Like, Goon in the lead is tough, but you can beat it. That's 1. 2, this team is the most flexible team out there. For example, if they lead Dark, you can just choose to lead G-Fisk or Azu. If they lead Poison, you can just, if the most common lead is Nidoqueen or Poison, you can just lead G-Fisk. You can literally, in this team, lead anything and safe swap anything. The toughest core breaker to this team are Trevenant and Sableye. They are just an annoying, but you still have a solid play versus everything. Like, Ice Beam from Azu does 70%. Sableye has to shield everything from Azu. G-Fisk with one mud shot can beat almost both. Trevenant is fine versus Indamir if you can sneak. And Sableye versus Trevenant should win the 1 because you win CMP. And make sure to check my live stream, twitch.tv/YasserLead, and Smash King at twitch.tv/Smash_King08. This is my favorite team. I've been running this team for 2 seasons, and I'm still climbing every time I use it. And I don't call, like lots of people, even in my Discord. Make sure to check our Discord. I will be leaving it in the comment section in the description. Make sure to check our Discord. Like, if you need help, if you're looking for some coaching, we do offer that in the Discord. Another ABB team. This team, I don't know why there is an ABB. It's not an ABB. I think I was copy pasting the templates and I have it. This team is very meta, and the team is basically something that's very flexible, like Trevenant and Registeel, with good closets like Registeel and Medi. So you have almost two answers to G-Fisk, something that struggles but still can beat G-Fisk. Sableye is tough for this team, but it's still manageable. Trevenant again wins CMP, you can get to 2 moves and win CMP versus the Sableye. Registeel now with Zap Cannon is fine versus Sableye. It's not that bad of a matchup for Regi. And XL Sableye lose a Shadow Claw breakpoint, I think, and it's not that dominant of a matchup. So this team is also very flexible. I might try this team this season because I want to try Registeel. I want to give it a shot. I don't like it. I don't like that it doesn't have baiting move, but it has lock on. So why would you care about having a bait move when you can get to the nuke in 7 seconds? Moving into another team, another BBML team. I call it Thought Tactical 2.0. He's not the one who played it, but he's the first one to play Azu Double Ghost. So this team, basically, if Azu picks up a good lead, I don't think he'll lose. You almost have 2 answers to grass. Sableye can beat all the grass with energy lead. Trevenant beats everything. If they have a dark in the lead, you have a straightforward matchup. If they don't have a dark in the lead, you have to bait it out with Sableye, and then Trevenant would be able to sweep the backline. It's a very solid team. It has 2 XL Pokemon, so the bulk is decent. The fast move is amazing. 2 Shadow Claw users. It's one of the best fast moves in the game. The coverage is amazing. Azu just with the best coverage. Trevenant with the solid coverage. And Sableye, which is one of the best coverage moves in the game, with having access to 3 types charge move: Dark, Normal, and Ghost. Another disgusting team. Tap, BBML. I think this team should be somewhere where you don't need skills, because this is basically 101. If you win the lead, you stay in. If you have a neutral lead, you swap out to one of the grasses, and the grass should be able to bait out the poison, anything. Literally, like, this is, if you get a good lead, you stay in. Bad lead, swap out. The other grass will be able to sweep eventually later in the game. The fast move pressure is too much. The bulk is very, very decent in this team. The coverage is not the best because this is an ABB team. So, you don't need coverage as long as you can bait out your counters and the second Pokemon can sweep out. Another Basti team, we call it Zionic fans. I didn't put a shout out to Zionic. Lord Z doesn't need any shout out. He's known everywhere. I think Speediest Chief was the first one to play this team, but he didn't play it that much. But Zionic is the one who popularized it. It's a triple XL Medi, XL Sableye, XL Basti. This team is solid. If this team gets a good lead, this team wins. If this team lose the lead but win the swap, this team also win. A tough Pokemon for this team, I think Sableye is 1, 2, DD in the lead, Umbreon in the back. DD, like, it has to be a full counter team for this team to lose. So you need to hard counter it to lose. So usually people always try to lead something that's good versus Basti and have another Basti answer, because if P sticks at once, if your team loses to Basti, then your team is bad. Okay, so you always need 2 answers to Bastidon, because Bastidon is the only Pokemon that can beat its own counters as long as the counters are not counter users, right? Just because it has a massive bulk. Moving into another team, I Complain About Meta by Martine, aka Inadequance. Inadequance is known for not running meta stuff, but recently he's been a meta slave, like last 2 seasons. He was complaining that I run top 3 on PvPoke, but at the same time he's also running top 3 PvPoke. So Martine, if you're running this, yeah, I featured your team. Thank me later. Walrein, Trevenant, and DD. DD is one of the best solid answers to the current meta. As long as DD avoid Trevenant, DD can do amazing. That's one. DD almost beat everything. Umbreon doesn't exist that much, and Sableye is always in the back, so you don't care that much. If they safe swap Sableye, you go Walrein and you try to chip it as much as you can, and then Trevenant farm it down. Moving into another team, it's the BBML according to PV poke. So the bots, the Sims favor this team. Trevenant, double steal. I mean, double steal are always good. In every league, you can run double steal and win with a solid anti-steal answer. Like, what's the most anti-steal Pokemon? Swampert, Medicham. You can say Scrafty, yes. And Trevenant beats all of them. Trevenant can beat Scrafty when you have the same shields, but not in the 0, but in the 1 and the 2, you can beat it because you win CMP and you can tank one move. Scrafty is tough for this team, but if you play it probably, like you can have a decent matchup. That's one. If this team, like if they have like, for example, Nido, Scrafty in the back, it's tough for this team to win. But yeah, this team is a solid team. You have so much bulk, very solid nuke potential, and you have decent everything. Trevenant is just amazing. Registeel is amazing on PV poke. On paper, the Registeel is amazing. I don't agree with that. G-Fisk is just G-Fisk. It's just like the lord of this game. Like if G-Fisk almost doesn't have any bad matchup. Another team by Pranav I. A new streamer. Make sure to check him out. He's a very fun streamer, and his chat rolls him all the time. He struggled to get legend last season because he was, you know, stalling for content. But yeah, you might see him misplaying a lot, but you know, streamers always have their own excuses. Yeah, his team was very unique at that time. He was running DD, Drapion, and Walrein. I talked to Pranav, like, what's this team about? He's like, this team is just solid answer to the most common leads plus 2 of the most annoying Pokemons in the game. Walrein is just a very spammy Pokemon. Drapion is literally the same, very annoying Pokemon, and if Drapion gets a gain, if you get a crunch debuff, Drapion can beat everything. Literally everything. You can even beat Skarmory, you can beat G-Fisk if you shield EQ and get a defensive drop. Make sure to check his live stream at twitch.tv Pranav I. Another team that has a Skarmory, which I wanted to feature by Kim for the battles on Twitch. Azu Skarmory Sableye. I think she runs no Ice Beam. Play Rough for the Mir and Hydro Pump for the Steel, because technically you don't have any other Steel answer. Yeah. Sableye is just doing Sableye things, being the best safe swap in the game. Skarmory being the best answer to Grass, because if they lead Grass, you go Sableye. If they safe swap Grass, you go Skarmory. And yeah, this team has a very good this team is solid. Again, it's BBML team, right? It's one of the top teams out there, and lots of people I know hit legend with this team. So again, good team is one. One of the teams that I wanted to feature, and one of the teams that has been solid since, I don't know, season 4, Triple Counted by Walwar. Make sure to check his live stream. Well, it's twitch.tv/WalwarPogo. Triple Counter. You can say that it's ABB weak to Medi in the back, so you have to bait out the Medi with either Obstagoon or Vigoroth. Sableye this team used to beat Sableye before of the XL, because Sableye used to lose to Vigoroth. Now Sableye doesn't lose to Vigoroth anymore because you can just XL it, and 2 moves from Sableye KO Vigoroth, but 2 moves from Vigoroth do not KO Sableye. By 2 moves I mean a Body Slam and Bulldoze. An annoying core breaker to this team, you can say Sableye and also Trevenant, but it's manageable. As long as DD avoid the Sableye, you can still manage it, since Obstagoon takes 1 damage from Shadow Claw. A team that people who hate Bastiodon used to run it, I call it Screw Bastiodon G-Fisk. This team is literally triple counters to G-Fisk and Bastiodon. You can argue that Walrein is not a Basti answer, but it's actually a soft answer to Bastiodon, which means if you land the nuke, you win. If they shield the nuke, they win. It's kind of an answer, but not an answer. You know, if you safe swap it, they counter swap you with Bastiodon, you have a solid answer to that. The team is kind of weak to grass, but Warden is fine versus grass, to be honest. If Warden, the thing with Warden, if Warden sneaks in a fast move, it's tough to come back. And like, as a grass, I don't think you can flip it. You have to deny and sneak versus Warden. Warden is just too solid. Like, getting 2 legacy moves at once and having EQ just made it one of the best Pokemons in every league that you can use it in, even in Master League Premier Classic. Like, I saw this Pokemon in literally every league this season. Another team, I think this is the Onion team. It's a tap team. Like, you can add it to the no skills team. Before this team, because if this team wins the lead, you win. If this team lose the lead but win swap, you still win. G-Fisk kind of a tough for this team, because you only have one answer to G-Fisk. Nidoqueen in the lead is also... Nidoqueen in the lead or in the back is tough because he runs a charm. So Nidoqueen anywhere is tough, but it's still manageable, right? Because Nidoqueen always have Dark in the back. Medi can beat the Dark. If the Dark is Sableye, you have 2 answers to Sableye. G-Fisk, Basti and A9. But he got to this team to rank 1 in the world twice. So, yeah. You can't say that this team is bad, since the person who used it got to rank 1 and proved himself with this team many times, not just once. Moving into spicy teams. We're done from meta teams. Now spicy teams. Yes, like, you've been giving us like just top PvPoke teams. Teams that are just like, you know, out there. A spicy team. What's a spicy team? A spicy team is a team that only work but says specific scenarios. The first team is by iSpiceD, aka iSpanD. Make sure to check his live stream at twitch.tv/iSpanD_. You might say that this team is triple XL, this team is very thick, this team is very BBML, but I asked him, is this a spicy team or BBML? He said this is a very BBML, this is a very spicy team, because he said one of those Pokemons are spicy. Oh, I think he was running Hypno. He was running Hypno instead of this. Yeah, he was running Hypno instead of Medi. And he said Hypno is spicy. Yeah, XL Lickitung is bad in the meta and Digglesby is bad, so that makes this team spicy. If you don't agree with that, make sure to check his live stream and tell him when he goes live that this team is very XL. Tough answer for this team is DD, I think, but it's playable. It's playable. Another spicy team by Aragon's My Thing. Make sure to check his live stream. He asked which Pokemon is the spicy. He like, if it's like Ariados, is this Ariados spicy, or the Swampert, or the Drapion or Sableye? Yeah, that's a good question. I think the spicy is. Oh, where the fuck is the spice? Oh, I don't know. He said Iron this team is spicy. Where's the spice? Make sure to check his live stream. Ask him this question. I have no freaking idea. He keeps saying I use the spice, and this is literally his team. Swampert, Drapion, Sableye, and sometimes he tried to play this thing, Ariados, which is the best answer to Azu and Fighters. He still say call it spice. If you don't agree with that, tell him that in his face, to his face, when he goes live at twitch.tv/Aragon is my king. You don't even have to agree with his name. An actual spicy team this time, by SJ. I don't like the team, but he get to, with this team, he climbed from 2,800 to 3,500 in 3 days. The last 3 days. He leads Obstagoon with Drapion and Trevenant in the back. How does he play specific matchups? How does he play A9 lead? How does he play Medi lead? How does he play... I have no idea. I have no idea how did he climb with this team. But SJ won the GBLA like twice. And he's one of the best battlers in the world. He get to Legend. He was the 5th to get to Legend last season. And he didn't play that much this season. So this team is good because SJ is too good. He's phenomenal. Like, he doesn't make any mistakes. Yasser, do you have like a team that I can climb with without needing without any need to have some skills? Yeah, I do. I mean, this channel provide you the best teams. If you have skills, if you don't have skills, you can argue that this team here is a no skill team. Yeah, like weak to Sableye, 2 answers to Sableye, weak to Scrafty in the back, answers to Sableye, Scrafty, ABB. The best no skill team, I call it I Can Only Count to 5 by Frosty, the guy who lost to a Master League specialist the other day. With this team, you don't need to count. Literally, no need to count. You just throw the move once you get it, okay? Frosty get to top 10, I think. Top 8 in the world with this team. And once Walrein became meta, I think Frosty was stuck in the 2100. Again, you don't need skills. All you need to is just to count to 5, which is the Power Up Punch on Scrafty and the Poison Fang on Nidoqueen. There is some close matchups. How does he play? I mean, basically, how does he play these matchups? It's easy. You good lead, you win. Bad lead, you swap to Lickitung. That's it. You bait out the Azu with Lickitung, and then Scrafty can sweep the backline. What's the skill that I need? What do I need to learn? Make sure to check his live stream at twitch.tv/FrostyACY to learn how to play the close matchups and how to not throw. If you want to count beyond 5, I think you watch his friend Magic Mason. Magic Mason can count beyond 5, but Frosty, I think he's not capable of that. But he's an amazing streamer, a good battler. Make sure to check his live stream. Moving into another tap no skill team. If you have no skills, this is the best team. This is one of the best teams. Yeah, you can see that this team literally hard countered this team. Like you have Diggersby versus Nido, you have Wiggles versus Licky, and you have A9 versus Scrafty. So easy. And yeah, I believe this is the last team. Diggersby double charm is much more annoying than Goon double charm, and then because this thing is XL and you beat the steel more reliably, and the Scar you beat them more reliably. This is the end of the video, and at the end I have some special thanks to Go Battle Log for giving me access to their data, PB Poke for their amazing tools in building teams and ranking for every league, Mish helping in designing these slides, and YTX Pikachu for helping me in building those memes. And lastly, thank you so much for watching, and this is the end of the video. If you have any question about any of the teams in the video, make sure to leave in the comment section below, and I will make sure to answer all of your questions. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Peace.